Ever thought about how great it would be if you could write a letter to your youngest self? You'd be able to tell yourself about all the things that you are about to do wrong and how you can put them right. This is my youngest self, and this is me some 40 odd years later. I do like that younger picture, but here's me when I was 16. Oh, a dreadful picture. Let's go back to the other one. This was me back in 1977 when I was 20. I was pretty shy back then, but when I was 16 I was even shyer. I was trying to deal with that overpowering shyness that had dogged me for so long and held me back for a very long time, probably right up until the present day. And then I never get over that shyness, but at least I managed to deal with it. So Steve, age 16, what can I tell you? What do you need to know? Well, here's a few things that might be important to you. It's too late to tell you now that choosing metalwork over art at school was a big mistake. You hated metalwork, I know, and only chose it because of a crazy idea that it might just somehow help you get into motorsport. Wrong. It didn't, and it never would. You couldn't drive when you were 16, and neither could your dad, and you'd probably be interested to know that the big stars of the future in Formula 1 were helped by their fathers. Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button, names that won't mean much to you now, but they became Formula 1 stars because their fathers loved motorsport and started their sons off in go-karting and supported them up through the racing levels until they reached the giddy heights of Formula 1. You should have stuck to art because you loved it and you were good at it. Remember all those times when Mr. Markland would point out your painting or collage and show it to all your other pupils and comment on how good it was? Remember how good that felt? Remember too that time when you saw Mr. Markland in the corridor and he told you that you were heading the wrong way to the new art room and you answered that you were doing metalwork instead. You weren't going to art. He never spoke to you again. That hurt, I know. Anyway, at 16 it's too late to rectify that. Well, perhaps not too late. Your dad wanted you to go on to college, if you remember. You could have studied art there. Why not give it a go, Steve? I know it will be all so new with strange places and new people, but it just might be worth it. Here's another thing. Remember when you told the careers teacher you wanted to be a journalist and he got you a job interview at Barclays Bank? Mr. Sheriff, the careers teacher, said you had no chance at the Manchester Evening News. But what about the other papers? There used to be a local newspaper, if I remember. That might have been a possibility. Did you ever think of trying for the job as a junior reporter? Maybe you could have even tried to study journalism at college. You were the top of class in English, if you remember. Anyway, don't think that people like Mr. Sheriff have all the answers. They don't. And their advice isn't always good. Some people just want to do the absolute minimum of work in their job and then get off home as soon as possible. Others care about their jobs and their work, and someone a little more dedicated might have listened more and given you better advice. Try to focus on what you really want to do, Steve. Think about your job, think about your future. A job takes up so much of your time, so much of your life. It might be worth spending some time, a lot of time in fact, working out what you want to do and what you want to be involved in. At various times you wanted to work in motorsport, be a journalist, a screenwriter, or be a film director. Sit down and have a serious word with yourself, Steve, and think on this. You know that you love writing. You always have, even just for the personal pleasure of crafting a piece of writing work. So maybe journalism was a job for you after all. I've had some dreadful jobs, and for some crazy reason I stayed far too long working for the bus company because I hadn't got a clue how to get out of that job. I didn't know how I could improve myself and go and do something that I'd really enjoy. In a word, Steve, focus. Focus, stop daydreaming and work out what you really want to do and go for it. Oh, by the way, get that haircut. That was a film by me, Steve Higgins. Find out more at stevehigginslive.com.